Are ready to go. Awesome. Lori, can you mute for a second? That way.
Oh my God.
You're typing what?
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you're fine.
Hang on. Let me give. Okay. I'm wicked sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, hi guys. I'm super excited. So this is our first call number 1 for the Lita Brown series for the fall 2017 for the Lloyd Weinstein Rockin' Combo. So you guys super excited?
Yes.
Someone is.
Yay! I am. All right. So for the next 90 days, so I'm very excited for all of you guys who are participating. Give yourselves a pat on the back for, maybe going out of your comfort zone and doing this, and for wanting to work towards leadership. Again, this is leadership bound, not director, because there's a whole big wide world out there. So we're going to have fun. We're going to learn stuff. It's going to be rewarding. You guys will stretch. As will us. So stretch. That's the best way to grow in this business, is to stretch. We're probably going to ask you guys to do some things that are out of your comfort zone. And we're going to grow as well, right along with you. So Michelle and I are actually going to be doing this program. Also, as we're teaching it, we're going to be walking the same walk that you're doing as well. So we're going to be like peanut butter and jelly, like the whole time for the next 90 days. And by the end, you guys might find yourselves a little bit closer. I know some of you guys don't know each other. So that's actually the first thing we're going to do is, and I promise to keep this, 30, 40 minutes max. So if you guys can each take a minute, I think I'll call on people. That way it's easier to share who you are, what you're excited about, what your goals are, and then we can, a little bit about you, and then we'll take it from there. So, Jen, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. I'm Jen Grace.
Oh, Jen Cloutier, and then we'll do Jen Grace. Sorry.
Okay. So, sorry, can you say it again? Who I am, what are my goals?
Yeah, and a little bit about, like, you.
Okay.
Like, your family.
All right, so I'm Jen. I live in Henniker. I have 3 young children, and we are really wild and crazy. And I feel like I have learned to just go with the flow after having kids. I teach math during the day, but I am hoping to leave that career in the next, I don't know, I'd say I hope I can make it 5 more years, because then I can collect retirement. But if not, then I'm looking for something, part-time but full-time to still support my family and pay student loans. And Pampered Chef has been wonderful for me so far. It's definitely a juggling act, working full-time and trying to fill my calendar as much as I can, but I'm excited. I would love to promote to director to take advantage of earning more money without necessarily too much more work. So yeah, that's my goal.
Awesome. Thank you. Jen Grace.
Yes, I'm Jen Grace. I live in a tiny little town called Dorchester that nobody's heard of in New Hampshire. You guys know that. I currently work at a bank at a job that doesn't do anything for me personally. Yes.
I can't hear you.
Oh, none of
Can you turn your mic up, Jen? Or get closer to the computer?
Yeah, I think I have to get closer. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm camping at the moment, so I'm in the campground I don't know, common area using their Wi-Fi.
Oh,
My goal is, the beginning of my goal is to promote to director for December 1st. We'll see. That's why
What
I'm
was the
here.
date?
December 1st.
Okay.
All right.
And why?
So that I can do what I like to do and be happy and do the things that I know I'm good at and earn respect for doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes. That's
my
awesome.
story.
That's awesome. Sarah and Molly, are you in a place? Can you unmute? Is it crazy over there?
No, we're good.
Okay.
All right, so I'm Sarah, and that's Molly. We do Pampered Chef together as a couple. She pretty much runs all the virtual parties and everything. I'm super excited because next month she's running like 3 parties at the same time. We want to be directors. We want to be able to do this as our main source of income, not as a side job or a part-time job. We're hoping to do that as quickly as humanly possible. So,
wow.
Who are you under, Sarah and Molly?
Lisa Lloyd.
Oh, you're under Lisa. Okay. Okay.
We've been doing this since
Well,
the
you know
beginning.
now that we're just going to call you Sarah Molly.
Yeah, that's what everybody calls us, Sarah and Molly.
And they have 3 teenagers and 2 teenagers. Yeah.
14-year-old and a 15-year-old, almost 15, 16. Lord help us.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
Awesome. And then Lori, who is a director, but she is a new director, so she's taking this. Well, she can share why she's taking this as a student. Lori.
Hi, everyone. I'm taking this because I am a new director and I feel like I missed some steps as a getting up to this point. I feel like the planets aligned perfectly for me to become a director in 1 month, and it was a total fluke. So now I need to double my team. So that's why I'm here.
Giddy up.
Awesome. All right. So here's the deal. We're going to do a quick overview. So tonight is the only Monday night call. So I will post the dates, but essentially it is every Sunday from now until December 17th at 8:30, with the exception of October 17th, which we will not, that week we will not have a call. So there'll be 1 week where we don't have a call.
Can you repeat those dates for Molly?
So it's the 24th, the 1st, the 8th, the 22nd, the 29th, and then in November it's 5th, 12th, 26th. I guess we skipped one in November. And then in December, it's the 3rd, 10th, and the 17th will be our graduation celebration call. And we'll post this in the group. If I didn't add you today, I will make sure. If you didn't get added today, you'll be added tonight at the end of the call. We have a Facebook where we'll have postings and motivations and that kind of stuff. Okay, so the information from the call will focus on giving you the information. So every week you're going to have a lesson, and it's going to help you build the habits and to become a strong leader with the Pampered Chef. Now, the information on the call is one ingredient. So think of it as like a cake. It's one ingredient in the cake. It's going to be the flour. Now, even though the flour is important, there's going to be a lot of other ingredients, and that's what we're going to go over on this call. So one of those is this call that we have, which is getting together via Zoom. The benefit of doing this is you guys are going to get to know each other. You're going to be able to support each other. You're going to be able to build camaraderie with each other and, you know, cheer each other on and then lift each other up when you're like, oh my God, I'm struggling. And then someone's going to say, hey, you can do it. And it's supposed to be uplifting. So the Zoom calls are important because it's part of that camaraderie that gets built. We find when we have a group, it helps because you guys are helping each other. The other part of this is after each call, you're going to hold a coaching call once a week with your leader. So that's either Michelle or myself. Typically, that will be the same time every week. And then that's like, you know, and then the third thing is, okay. And so, and then after each show, we're going to connect as well. So nice thing about this is for the next 90 days, you guys are like glue for us. So, you know, we have a lot of people that we work with, but you guys are like the top of the list. So that's awesome.
It's because we're special.
Because you're special. So the other thing is this is going to allow us to brainstorm and drill down on the skills that you need for success. And again, the three-way calls, we're going to teach you to do three-way calls so that when you work with your, when you have leads, we're going to do that as well. And then, okay. All right, so that's kind of just, okay. All right, so our goal is to make sure you guys succeed, and your goal is to be engaged. So let's look at what that means. So first, and this is also going to be posted, so you kind of know what the parameters are. I know you guys have been working on your calendars. So the first criteria is that you book 8 parties. They can be live or virtual within the month, and that you submit at least 6. Now, during this 90-day cycle, you will get 1 pass. So if there's 1 month that you submit 5, that's fine. You just want to make sure the next month that doesn't happen, because then you won't be able to participate this time around, and then you'll move on. Yes, Sarah.
Does that count in September or October? Like, when does that start?
So we're halfway through September. Michelle, we didn't really talk about this.
Well, it's for the 3-month period that we're holding. So
Yes.
September to mid-October, October to mid-November. But
Yeah.
you're submitting, you know, we can't say you're submitting 6 shows between September 18th and October 18th. So I think because this is our first call, hopefully you have had your show schedule in place before our first call, so that you do have 8 shows on the calendar every month from here to the end of the year, or you have 8 shows now, but you'll be holding at least 6 shows between now and the end of the year. So the parameters are monthly: October, November, December.
Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, that makes sense.
That makes it easier for everybody to figure out, okay, at the end of October, we will have expected that you have submitted 6 shows in October.
Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, September's halfway over. I've had like maybe 3 shows. I don't see many more coming this month. Like,
Yeah, but that's a good question for clarification. Absolutely. And we want to make sure everyone's on the same page. And then use your September, you know, to build the rest of that time period. Awesome. So the second piece of this, and the reason why, do you guys, and I think I talked to at least Lori and Sarah individually, but Jen and Jen, the reason why we require the number of shows is because when we have done this before, regardless of the skills you're building, even if you are a super rock star, if you are not in front of enough people, the numbers won't add up. It's the reason why we ask you to do this is you need to be in front of enough people. It gives you enough people to practice with so that you're meeting the people to help you build the team. You could be the rockingest person, but if you're only doing 2 shows a month, it's going to be really hard to promote to director because you're not in front of enough people. And it's just a numbers game. So does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Because trust me, Michelle and I have been there and we know. We would love it if you could be on the Zoom calls live every single month, every single week, but we know that that is not going to be possible because life happens. You could have an anniversary, you could have a wedding, something could happen with your kids. Life happens. So we've decided that you can miss up to 3 live calls. We will record all the calls, and you just have to watch the call within 24 hours. Because that way you can get your homework and you kind of know what to do. So that we thought was reasonable. We're going to give you a monthly tracker to use. If you don't use the monthly tracker, don't worry. We're going to teach you how to use that. If you already use it, great. It's just a way you can kind of track your shows and that sort of thing. We'll teach you that. And then where the rubber meets the road is this show-based host coaching. So every single time you have a party, you're going to call your director, whether it's a phone call. Initially, we're going to do phone call because I find that's most effective. And we're going to talk to you about your show, how it went, and help you kind of find those leads that you may not realize that are there, or help you with leads that you have found, etc. You're going to have a host coaching call with your director once a week. And then on Sunday nights, you're going to send an email to us, to me or Michelle, whoever your contact is, with your show schedule. We are going to suggest that you set office hours for the coming week. Some of you work full time. Some of you have other busy things that take up your lifestyle. So, it's important to figure out, well, when am I going to fit Pampered Chef into my day? I find if I don't make a schedule, my day kind of slips out of control. So we're going to have you send us your office hours that you're working that week. And then that helps you kind of figure out, oh, when am I going to work my business this week? And it may not be the same every week. It may vary based on what's going on. And then your monthly tracker. You want to invite and bring guests to every kind of meeting that we have, or die trying. And then every week you're going to have some weekly assignment, and they're going to vary based on what the topic is that we're talking about. So, scary? No. Easy, right? Right? Maybe not. No, easy. So we are going to have fun. Yes, Sarah, Molly.
What? You were unmuting like you had a question.
No, I don't have a question. I was going to the workbook.
No question? Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Michelle.
Okay, guys, so Lisa and I are going to be your co-leaders. There are going to be some weeks when we're both going to be on. There's going to be some weeks where it might just be me. It's going to be some weeks where it could just be Lisa. So I want you guys to think of us as your mom and dad, or your mom and mom. or your parents, or no, don't think of us as your parents because that makes me feel old. Just think of us as the people that you can go to, whether you're on my team or my organization, or whether you're on Lisa's. You're both our, priority for the rest of the series. Okay, so benefits of being a director. I know that we talk about this a lot at team meetings, and that I know that you've all kind of said on the opening that directorship is your goal. Lori is already there, but does everybody know pretty much what the benefits of being a director? Because I'm going to do this little screen share, and even if you've seen it before, we just kind of want to go over it to kind of reinforce. We just kind of want to reinforce what you might be. Oh, don't look at my donuts. Can you see? All right, I want you to look on this thing right here. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Did I make it big enough so you guys can see?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the whole thing? Okay. So there's this headless woman in an apron. She's a director. That doesn't mean you have to be headless. So the benefits of directorship. First of all, the biggest benefit is getting ahead by helping others succeed. I cannot tell you what it means to me when I see I had 2 directors prance across the stage at national conference this past session, and I was like a proud mama, and because I was so excited for them. It's sort of like your kids when they get an award or something, aren't you? Just like so excited for them. So part of being a directorship is getting ahead by helping others succeed, which kind of flows everybody along at the same time. You're going to build a stronger team with each new consultant. And then you earn a $10 activity bonus for each active consultant, senior consultant, and team leader every month. So say you have 15 people on your team. If they're all active in 1 month, that's an extra $150 in your commission check that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't been a director. You're not going out of your house any more times, but you're making an extra $150 with those 15 team members, which brings us to the more money. You earn increased monthly overrides. Now, I've been a director since 2002. That's a long time. And I remember my first commission check was $500 more. The first month I got a commission check as a director, and I hadn't done any more parties. It's because all of a sudden I had a team and I was making overrides. And I have to say that half of my commission check right now is overrides. And that's, we figure, and I explain that overrides are the extra income that Pampered Chef awards you for helping to train and coach your team. So it's an award to you from Pampered Chef. You also earn 250 Pampered Chef dollars when you promote to director, which might help with buying that red dress that you're going to wear when you go across the stage as a director. You also receive $100 in professional development awards annually. A lot of people don't take advantage of this, but $100 for professional development award could be something like taking maybe a class in Excel, or maybe taking a knife skills class, or something to do with your particular business, something that will help you in your business. So Pampered Chef allows you to do that, and they will reimburse you up to $100. The more rewards, start each season with free product samples. You guys know that we talk about this all the time. We can't wait to get home from national conference because we know that FedEx will have been there with all the new fall products on our doorstep just because we're a director. It's the just because stuff. And then we also earn a second set as consultants. So if we reach the top level in sales in the sell-a-thon, we get 2 of everything. which comes in pretty handy when you want a set in the back of your car and a set in your kitchen. We also use those additional ones as prizes at our meetings. We're very generous. The incentive trips, if you're going for an incentive trip, the higher your level, the lower your trip points, which is really cool. So it makes it easier to achieve one of the incentive trips. You savor special recognition when you promote. I mean, you guys were there. Lori, you were there at National Conference. Wasn't that the most amazing experience, getting to walk around in your red dress and everybody knows why you're wearing red, and you get to walk across stage and you get everybody clapping and hoo-hooing for you, and you're just like walking around on air at National Conference. Wasn't that the coolest thing? And it's not just a national conference. I mean, everybody makes a big deal out of it when you promote to director. It's just, I know, Jen, you said that you were at a job that really does nothing for you. I mean, this would really do something. I'm not just talking about the recognition. I'm talking about the rewards and the, the helping people get ahead, helping people promote, the helping people be successful in their business. That's 10 times more rewarding, I think, although I've never worked in a bank, but from what you say. Enjoy additional training opportunities. I mean, you guys know that we go to tons of these like special director retreats and all of this kind of stuff. It's not a big mystery secret club. It's just for directors. So we get to do kind of those special things as directors. If you are brand new in your business, I don't know about the Sarah Mollies, but you can actually, there's a program that will allow you to promote to director within your first 90 days. It's called the Fast Track Program. Even if you are not in your first 90 days of business yourself, this is really good to know, so that if you have someone join your team, obviously your director is going to help you with training that new consultant, but this is something that you can be promoting to the new people on your team as well, because you can get up to $2,000 in cash when you go up the ladder very quickly as a fast track director. You earn $500 when you promote to director in your first 90 days. Easily doable. You saw all those people at conference that actually did it. Then when you maintain director status for the next 3 months, they award you with another $500 cash bonus. And then, since that was so easy for you, when you promote to advanced director within your first 6 months, you get an additional $1,000 bonus. So all told, you could have $2,000 in cash in your first 6 months of business as a Pampered Chef consultant. So again, you may not be eligible to this because you're beyond your 90 days, but this is good for you to know, so that you can kind of keep your eye out for people who may want to join your team and may have this as one of their goals. So we should be promoting that to everybody who kind of joins. You start out as a consultant. Everybody starts out as a consultant. And then when you've sponsored your first consultant, you are now a senior consultant. And as a senior consultant, you add more onto your sales. You get an additional 1%, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 1% of your sales and 1% of your new consultant's sales as well. So the example there, Pat sells $1,100 and Jen sells $2,400. Jen's commission is $552, but she made $35 overrides on her sales and on Pat's sales. So she went from $552 in her commission check to $587, just because she had one consultant on her team who was selling $1,100. You earn 30 Pampered Chef dollars for every new consultant you recruit when they sell $1,250 within their first 90 days. No matter how long you've been a consultant, you still get these 30 Pampered Chef dollars, which come in very handy when you want products, catalogs, whatever you want, a national conference, whatever you want to use your Pampered Chef dollars on. Then when you sponsor 2 consultants, you become a team leader. They don't ask you, they just tell you you are. Yes, Sarah or Molly or someone?
You can use your Pampered Chef dollars to pay for conference?
Yeah, did anybody?
How many Pampered Chef dollars is that?
Well, when you're a new consultant, they give you a reduced rate on National Conference if you join, like the people that join between a certain date and a certain date. I think it was like $99 for National Conference. But yes, you can use your Pampered Chef dollars for National Conference. Your Pampered Chef dollars never expire. There's no expiration date. So you can save them up. Then as a team leader, you've sponsored 2 new consultants. You get the double overrides of senior consultants because you get 2% on yours, plus 2%. You now have a team of 2. So in this example here, Jen is the recruiter. She's got Pat, who sold $1,100 again that month, and she added Chris, who sold $500. Jen's commission on her $2,400 in sales is $552 because she had 2 consultants who sold $1,600 on top of that. She made $80 overrides on the whole entire team sale. So she made $632, which is 14.5% more than she would have made if she didn't have those 2 people on her team. Does that make sense? You guys can go back and look at this, but this is pretty awesome. You're a consultant, you're making $2,400. I mean, you're selling $2,400 and you're making $552 for the same amount of shows as a team leader, making an additional $80, and you're not going out of your house any more than you were as a consultant. Also, as a team leader, you now receive a 30% discount on products, where before you earned a 20% discount if you wanted to buy additional products. You get additional leadership resources and training, and again, you still receive help growing your team, because as a new director, we don't just throw you to the team and say, bye-bye, fun, have fun, let me know if you have any questions. We are still joined at the hip, or like Lisa said, peanut butter and jelly. And then this is where the big jump comes in as a director. Obviously, you're increasing your income again because you're getting a higher percentage. You earn a higher overrides on more people, because to promote to director, you have to have at least 5 on your team. So you're getting higher overrides because you're getting 3%, but you're getting 3% of more people. So I know Jen Cloutier is following this because she's a math teacher, but when I do math, I have to slow down and really look at it. But because I know this stuff, I don't, and I'm kind of skipping over this because we're going over our time, but you kind of get the impression that the more people you have, and again, this is the big one, Jen sells $2,400 that month. She's got all these people, 1, 2, 3, 4, who are personal recruits of hers. Pat, Chris, Les, and Jill are personal recruits. Jill recruited Kim. Kim is still on Jen's team because these are all people within her team, because she has not promoted anybody as a director on her team. So with all of these sales, on her sales, she makes $552. Her team sales, all told, are $6,500 with all people. She's got 5 people, so she made a $50 activity bonus. She's now made $797 commission and overrides. That's 35% more than she would have made on her $2,400 in sales on her own. That's a huge amount, again, for not going out of her house any more than she would have. Also, as an elite seller, you earn an additional 2% on your personal commissionable sales. So that's another 2% commission, which makes a huge difference. So you guys all know what it takes to promote to director? Yes? Because you're working on it? I'd see a thumbs up. 5 active consultants on your team does not have to be personal consultants. They do not have to be personal recruits. As long as one of your people have recruited somebody, they're on your team, so that they count. $750 in personal sales for you and $5,000 personal team sales, and boom. We waved our magic spatula, and you're a director. And then there's beyond. Advanced director is what I am. Advanced director is what Lisa is. Additional percentages, additional benefits, and you can just keep moving up the levels to exec, and then the right hand of Doris, which isn't on here. So there is really no ceiling on what you can do. It's wherever you want to bring it. So I want you guys to kind of write down, when you get a few minutes, what promoting to director by year's end would mean to you, your lifestyle, and your family. Because it's nice to have that to look at. So I want you guys to write that down and just kind of work on it. What would your holidays be like? If you spend money at the holidays, you would have those extra products to give away as gifts. You would have those extra overrides in your commission check, so you'd have a little bit more money to spend on gifts, or you could pay off those bills sooner. And then you would have that bonus of 250 Pampered Chef dollars, which buys a lot of fruitcake. If you promoted to director, you'd have all of that. And then I want you to picture yourself what it would be like to walk across the stage in July with all of the people on this call with us. You guys be prancing. You'd be prancing across that stage. We recommend, and it's widely recommended, that you wear red. Does not have to be a dress. Belinda Renaud wore the most beautiful red pantsuit when she promoted to director. So as long as you call attention to yourself by wearing red, I want you to picture yourself in that outfit. We already went through what it takes to achieve directorship. What they say that it's harder to achieve it than it is to maintain it. It's a lot easier to maintain it, because you can be a director, you can promote to director, you still have to have those 5 people on your team, but you can stay a director with no one on your team but you. As long as your monthly sales are at least $5,000, you can be a team of 1 after you promote, and you're still a director. So it is harder to become a director than it is to maintain it. But there's no such thing as maintaining directorship. Our business is like a plant. It's either growing or it's dying. It's not stagnant. It's never just there. It's either up or down, but it's never, we hope it's mostly growing. All right, we're going to give it back to Lisa, because, again, we're kind of going over. Lisa, you need to unmute, honey.
Are we skipping this little part?
What little part?
Want to hear what it takes to have a thriving team?
No, I think you can very quickly go through that, because I think that's important.
Yeah. Okay. So, so we're, to have a team that's thriving, you're going to do, so once you promote, it's not, then you don't stop, you just keep going. So you want to keep doing the same things that you're doing to get to directorship once you achieve it. And that will help your team continue to grow and thrive. So example, don't work to the minimum. The minimum sales for a director is $750 in personal sales. We're rock stars. You want to aim for $2,500. That's half of your team sales. A lot of you work full time, but I think that's five $500 parties. So is $2,500. And then 2 recruits a month. So, many of us aim for $4,000 a month in sales. That's Michelle was talking about, you can keep directorship. But definitely aim for the 2,500 because that's going to help in terms of your growth and, you know, getting out in front of enough people and then helping you to maintain that. We're not doing this series to help you get to directorship. We're really doing this to help you develop the skills and the habits to become a strong leader. You know, habits are easy because when you do them, I think it's 21 days to develop a new habit, they become second nature. You know, things like host coaching or, you know, just simple things like brushing your teeth, you know, that's a habit. But if you stick with the game plan that we've laid out for you for the next 90 days, the skills and the habits you learn are going to help you continue to be growing. Now, new habits when they start, they can be unbearable. And then they get a little uncomfortable. We're going to ask you guys to go out of your comfort zone a little bit. But on the other side of that uncomfortable is typically unstoppable, and you guys will be able to do anything. Once you, I mean, going through your comfort zone can be hard, trust me. But once you're through it, it's like, oh my God, I can't even believe I did that. So we're going to have those moments in this series, but that's why we're doing it together, so you're not alone in those uncomfortable places. Don't be afraid, oh my God, how am I going to train these people? We have all this stuff in place. You're just going to plug them into the stuff you've seen it already. We're going to teach you where to tell them to find the training, how to coach them through, etc. And we are here. Call us when you need help. So, do you think this sounds reasonable? Okay.
I see a thumbs up.
Thumbs up! Okay, so now you know the benefits of promoting. Now you know what it takes to become a director and a leader, and to be fully engaged. So for this week, we're going to give you your assignments. Again, I will post this, but I'm going to tell you it now because I know some of you are verbal. I like to read stuff and have it written down. All right, so make sure your calendar is in shape. So if it's not, work with Michelle or myself to help you get your calendar where you want it to be. Remember, you only get one pass. If you really want to knock it out of the park, book 10. You will have cancellations. It is natural. We do, even us. We totally do. Life happens. Put all the dates in your calendar from now until the end of the year. I believe you all have access to the training schedule, so put those dates in your calendar too. When the team meetings are, when the closer looks are, when business basics is. Put all of that in your calendar so it's in one visual place. Every Sunday night, you're going to send your director your office hours. And so your main job is so tomorrow night is business basics. So you are going to message, text, call, or talk to 5 people and invite them to business basics tomorrow at 7.
Wait,
I was just going to add in there,
Yes.
consider taking it yourself again.
Yes,
To
definitely take
reinforce.
it yourself. If you haven't taken it, if you've already taken it, it's a new season, it's fall. There's a whole different, every season you should take it because there's a different tweaks on host coaching. If you haven't taken it yet, this is the perfect opportunity to take it. The Zoom call is posted on your director's team page with a link to that. If for some reason the person you invite is interested in learning more, but they're not free, we have another event coming up next Wednesday, the 27th, which is a virtual closer look. So it's a perfect opportunity to invite people. So I think that's it. Questions for right now?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
You want us to invite existing consultants to Business Basics, right?
No, leads.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to invite consultants because certainly it bears repeating. And like Lisa said, every season or every month, Karen talks about how to book shows for this particular season. So it's well worth taking if your calendar is or isn't where it's supposed to be. But what we want you to do is to invite people that you might have been talking to about the business to attend Business Basics. But definitely be there on there yourself.
If you don't have any questions, actually, I'm going to stop the recording.
And also, Lisa had talked about posting the homework on this Facebook page. Karen and Belinda are running the same series with their